Hi, I'm an international student from Seoul, South Korea who got accepted into Stanford's class of 2029. So I thought I'd be sharing some tips on how to write college essays and some of my college essays that got me accepted into Stanford. So the reason I'm making this video is I suffered a lot last year not knowing how to write college essays, where to start, what to write about. So I thought I'd contain some tips of what I wish I knew beforehand, suffering from the college admissions cycle. So first, the main essay. I feel like the main essay is the most important essay in your admissions. Of course, you're a dynamic person, there are many aspects of you, but you have to pick the key word of what you want the AO, the admissions officer, to know about you. So, for example, for me, it was so I would say that my keywords were advocacy, activism, and purpose. So I would suggest, if you don't know where to start right now, to pick keywords right now and to think of your past personal experiences, what got you so driven into those keywords. And I feel like the last part should be about, so you have these keywords in your essay right now, so how you're further going to develop those keywords in your future. And just not about like going to college, but who you're going to be as a person far beyond your college years. The AO is seeking your potential, so I think it's really important to prove that you are a person of potential and to prove that you have a very set goal in life and that there is a high chance of you of achieving that goal, your potential. Really prove that you are a person that doesn't only have potential, but you are a person that can reach your potential. So I would say the more personal, the better, because the more personal you get, the more specific you can become, and the more specific it becomes, the story only belongs to you. So don't be afraid to become too personal. I feel like your personal essay can never become too personal. Last year, when I was writing my supplemental essays, I remember that I just finished with my main essay and I thought, ugh, why do I have to write so many more essays? But instead of thinking like that, I think it's important to think like it's a great opportunity to peel more different creative aspects about yourself, whether that be your artistic side, your quirky side, or your sporty side. It gives you an opportunity to make yourself seem more like a interesting candidate, and it's an opportunity to appeal yourself. And a lot of short questions ask you about like very interesting things, what brings you joy. So as you're writing, even though it's not fun at first, as I was writing my main essay, my supplemental essays, I found it very fun and I found myself knowing more about who I am and what I want to do. So enjoy it. So now I'll be reading some of my short answers for Stanford. So the first question I remember was, what is the most significant challenge that society faces today? And we had a 50-word limit, so this is supposed to be super short. What I wrote is, despair is inevitable, but it's letting despair become indifference for the sake of our mental solace. And trust me, it happens swiftly without a hint of warning, which becomes the most significant challenge in society. We lose our sense of awareness and dedication for matters we once held so resolutely. So that's what I wrote, and I think it's really important for us to be very honest with our answers and to not be afraid to include our own voice and tone. So I included phrases like, and trust me. So don't think of this as writing too seriously as if you're writing a very formal essay or writing an email to AO. Just feel free and be yourself, and most importantly, be honest. The second question was, how did you spend your last 2 summers? This also had a 50-word limit. I wrote, first, indulging in the John Williams Star Wars track, then Narnia's. Next, hosted a gender empowerment workshop, designed eco bags for Afghan girls, read Half the Sky, wrote a picture book, pitched for nonprofit funding, watched some dog memes, and hosted a social activism camp. So as you've probably noticed, I included some of my extracurricular activities, some productive and serious work that I did, but I was also not afraid to include some of my casual side and some of my fun side. So like watch some dog memes, indulging in the John Williams Star Wars track. So this shows my artistic side and my casual side. But yeah, my musical side, but also including that I also know how to have fun, but I also do the work. What historical moment or event do you wish you could have witnessed? 50-word limit as well. So I think for this particular question, it's important for you to have like a very unique historical moment, for you to research some very interesting historical moments that relates to the field of major or academic that you're interested in and that you probably indicate earlier on in your application. So don't write like I have a dream by Martin Luther King Jr. or Rosa Parks. Don't include something common things like that, but something unique but that relates to your academic field. Elaborate on one of your extracurricular activities, a job you hold, or responsibilities you have for your family. This also has a 50-word limit. And just, I think for this one, I think this just gives you an opportunity to expand upon one of your extracurricular activities that you really want the AOs to remember. So these AOs are probably reading a lot of essays, so they're probably going to miss out on most of your application. So this is a chance for you to emphasize one of your extracurricular activities that you really want your AOs to remember. And then another fun question was, list 5 things that are most important to you. This also had a 50-word limit. So I think this is one of the most fun ones, but also one of the most hardest ones for me. So at first I thought of something like mom and my dad, but I think that was very common. That would be too common. And then I tried to think of it in a more abstract way. So what I wrote was the audacity for action, the empathy to embrace, the perseverance in pain, the connection of a compassion, the laughter in life. So everyone, thank you so much for watching my video. If you want like a more specific video about writing college essays or just for college admissions tips or activities, feel free to write in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe.